I'm going to turn it over to Kevin. Kevin's going to talk more about our March momentum, whatever the MMM. But I was on Facebook this week and I saw a post by Bill Walsh and it really hit me. And I just want to share. It's very short. Here's what it says. Your story is too big to play small.
Yes. Are
We
you
all
recording?
have great stories.
Are you recording?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay. All right, great. We captured that. I wanted to make
Yeah.
sure we captured that. That's great.
Yeah. Now, why don't you expound for a minute on your story is too big to play small.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to go spiritual on you.
Go for it.
Well, it starts with the fact that, we are all so uniquely made. I hope you don't mind, but when I started this morning in meditation and listening to my pastor, and it reminded me that we all are so uniquely, wondrously, beautifully made. We are unique. We have, a lot of things about us is only about us and nobody else. So that means that our story is unique. We were put on this earth to do something special. God didn't create any junk. We all know that, right? And we're here to impact others, and we impact others with our story. So yes, we're definitely, our story is way too important. Every one of us have a great story, which is going to lead into some of the things we're going to talk about because it really deals with our confidence. See, we are in a game of confidence. When we don't talk to people, when we don't make that phone call, it's not because we don't know. A lot of times it's because we're not sure that it really matters. We're not sure that we really got something that someone else out there needs. And that's a lie of the enemy because we do. Every single one of us have something special to bring into somebody else's life. And when you know that, then it gives you the confidence to pick up the phone, to do the things, to meet the new person, to do, because you're channeling something that was created in you by your God. So I think, I mean, that's
Hmm.
my point of view on that
That's
saying.
awesome. You know what? And there's somebody out there who needs to hear your story today.
Yes.
So, but we're going to kick off with Kevin, our board member, and he's been a counterpart with Mary Jo for many, many moons of years. Even falls off stages for a Mannatech. But he's going to share his March momentum. Kevin, you're never going to live that down.
Well,
But
it's just
notice
been
every
one,
time you mention, every time he hears it, he grimaces a little bit.
yeah, it's just been 1 year. So, 5 years from now, I'll probably be rolling my eyes, but that's okay. I'll do what it takes for this company to get a laugh sometimes. A lot of people thought I did it on purpose because it was funny, but it was definitely not on purpose. But, you mentioned Mary Jo and I have worked together as partners for a long time, and we have, and it's been such a blessing to be able to work with Mary Jo and many of you and other leaders through the years. I mean, going back to the old Mannatech facility in Coppell and the lunchroom where we did Tuesday Night Lives for
Mhm.
years and years and years and years and years. And of course, Leah, you're a huge, huge part of that as well. And Al and so many others on this that this has been such a passion of all of ours and we talk about it's too important not to play small. And I think we've always just taken that, to the next level, talking about this company. This company is too important not to tell people about it, right? This technology, this discovery is too important not to share it with people. And, that's really driven so many of us to talk about Mannatech in so many ways. And so today we're going to talk about the business side of Mannatech a lot, but the business side is what drives the product side, right? The business drives the ability for us to talk to more people and get more people taking Amber Toast because that's the ultimate mission. And really, ultimate ultimately probably the mission is to get more kids, benefited from M5M and getting that nutrition. And how does that happen? Well, more people need to buy Amber Toast, right? More people need to buy these products. Well, how does that happen? We need to talk to more people about about these products. And so the business side kind of drives the products. A lot of people think it's the products that are driving the business, but without the business, we wouldn't have the ability to share these products with so many people. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And I'm fired up and passionate about what we have rolled out just in the last few days. I know a lot of you have already heard this. I'm not going to go through like an extensive PowerPoint or anything like that. I'm just going to talk about the double PV promotion and kind of the benefits of it, how it can impact you and new people, and why I think this is a really unique promotion. I want to start with that. Of course, we've done promotions through the years many times, lots of different promotions around, enrollment and doubling this and doubling that. And all of them are with an effort and intent to invest in you, the leader, to go out and share this business. That's the purpose behind every single promotion that Mannatech ever does, is how can we impact you? How can we help you, help us share this message with more people? And so again, we've done a lot of different great promotions. And so as we were talking about how can we do a promotion this spring that is unique and is different, and just conversations I've had with Landon, I've had with Al, of course Vita was a part of these, and others, Rahul, our IT guy, is so important. We talked to him about it. We actually, when we first brought this up, I met with him and kind of shared him the vision, and I talked to him about April, like starting this in April, because there's some programming that goes into it. And he came back the next day and said, we can do this for March. It's that important. We want to get this done. And so again, this is like a whole team effort to make this happen. And so at any rate, so when we enroll new associates and new customers in the month of March, what the company's going to do is whatever product that they buy in their first order, we're doubling that point value, that PV, in the system. And so I want to talk in a minute about what that means. But the first thing I want to do, it's one thing for me to tell you that that's what's going to happen, but I think it's more impactful when you see it. And I'm lucky that yesterday I happened to enroll a new customer. My son's girlfriend, her name is Sammy. She wanted to try the couple of the new skincare products. And I was like, hey, great. Love to sign you up. We actually have this new $50 coupon. So I enrolled Sammy just yesterday, and I want to show you this. Let me see if I can share this. Let me open this. Okay, perfect. So I signed up Sammy yesterday. She bought a couple new products. And so I wanted to show you what happened. So when you first enroll a new customer, you see the PV there is 106. That's the actual PV. She bought two products. It was 106. So when you first put it into Success Tracker, of course, the PV just gets picked up like it always does. And boom, that's the amount, 106. But as some of you, or most of you probably know, Success Tracker runs multiple times throughout the day. And so what our IT team has done is they've written a program that it's looking for new enrollments. And so when it picks up that there is a new enrollment, so 106, remember that 106? So it picks up that there's new enrollment so that the next time Success Tracker runs, hope I grabbed the right one. Let's see. Nope, grab the same one.
No, no. It
You
showed
had it, Kevin.
212.
It said 212.
It
You
showed
had it. That was the
212. You had it
screen.
right.
Did I have the right one?
212 circled.
Oh,
Oh, no,
no.
now you have the wrong one. You went back to the wrong.
They look the same on my screen.
Right.
Right.
Okay, so you
212.
see it
You
now.
had it.
So boom, there we go. So the next time Success Tracker runs, bam, it picked it up and it doubled that PV. So now it's 212. So I think when you see it live, that it really makes a difference.
Is that
of
magic?
what- Go ahead.
Is that magic?
It's like magic. That's right. So double PV. So it's one thing for us just to say it, oh yeah, they doubled the PV, but when you see it like in real life, that's what is happening. They are doubling the value of the product that people just bought. Now, what does that mean to you? Man, it means so much. If you're enrolling a new customer, that PV counts towards your PPV, right? Your personal point volume. So that helps with your qualification, but it also helps you're paid a power seller bonus on your customer volume. And so we have these tiers, right? So you have a certain amount of customer volume, you earn 10%, and then you get a little more customer volume and you get a 15%, and then it goes up to 20, or you can get 25%. Not going to give a comp plan training here, but that's how it works, right? The more customer volume you have, the more you can earn on that customer. So again, that value helps you move up maybe in tiers so that you can earn a higher percentage. So that's just one way. Another way that this can really benefit you, this is just you personally, if you enroll a new customer or a new associate, is if you enroll a new associate. And by the way, we're seeing some really good enrollment right now. I'm really, really happy with it. But
Yeah,
you
thank you
enroll
for
a new
the numbers.
associate, then what that does is it can help you earn a team 2 bonus or a team 4 bonus or a team 6 bonus. Maybe currently you're already earning a team 2. Well, you go out and enroll a couple new associates. And again, if they have to be over 500 PPV, which normally it's kind of hard to get a new associate over 500 PPV. Now, again, that is their what they personally buy plus all their customer volume. So there's more than one way to get there. But with double PV, it's a whole lot easier to get that associate over 500 PPV. So again, it can help you earn a team 2 or team 4, team 6, etc. Again, which is really, really good. But where the magic is, where the magic really happens, is that double point volume doesn't just count for you, it doesn't just count for me, that counts for the whole lineage upline now. It gets to benefit from that from DPV, downline point volume, right? So it's doubling everywhere. So your entire team now that's out there enrolling new people, new customers, new volume, that's going to help you. It helps them, but it helps you, helps us as leaders be able to do what? Grow our volume and rank up. Grow our overall volume. Maybe you need just total volume, DPV growth to rank up. Some of us need side volume, right? You have a big leg and you need side volume. And so when you have either personal new enrollment or somebody in that side business side leg, anywhere in that side leg, enrolls new people, that double PV is helping you towards that side volume, which is helping you be able to rank up and all that kind of cool stuff. So I want to show you one thing, and then I want to give you a couple of examples, and then I'm going to turn it back over to Lydia. I'm going to show you, I'm not doing a full PowerPoint, but I am going to show you the new rank up bonus just to make sure that you see it. So we've been able to add in a couple 3 new rank up bonuses as part of this promotion. We already have rank up bonuses as part of the ongoing normal comp plan, but it starts at gold executive. So if you rank up to gold executive or to presidential or to bronze or silver gold, anyone like that, that's already in the system, and you can earn some really nice bonuses for ranking up. However, and I want to give credit to Al here. This is just from Al and I conversations back and forth. He was really adamant that we needed something down at the director level. If we could motivate and incentivize directors and above, like a new director, that would, in his words, kind of cascade all the way up, and that would really be able to help us, keep this whole thing in congruent. So all the way down, a brand new director. How much volume do you need to be a director? Is 1,500 points. 1,500 points in your whole organization can help you be a director. Now, when you're doubling PV, you can get to 1,500 points literally in your very first month. And I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. But at any rate, so if you achieve either director, silver director, or gold director for the first time here's the cool thing. We're not going back. I know there's a lot of leaders on this call that you've been in for many, many, many years. We're not going back to the beginning of time. We only are looking at last year. So whatever your leadership level was in 2025 up to February, so 2025 through February when we launched this, that's your leader level. And so if you were not a director or a silver director or a gold director in 2025, then you can reach one of those levels and earn $100. That's the way it works. If you hit one of those levels in March with all this new ability for double PV, then you can earn that $100 bonus. Now, if you go beyond that, if you move up to executive director, there's another bonus for that too. It's covered up for me, but there it is. It's $400. $400 for executive director and $700 for silver executive director. Now we do split those two up. The $100 for director goes, it's you pay one time, you get the full 100, but the other two are split up. You get half of it this month. If you hit it in March, you get half of it for the March promotion. And then you need to hit that same level, executive director, one more time over the next 2 months. So if you hit it in March, you need to hit it again either in April or May to get the second half of that other bonus. But that's the way those work. Half of it when you hit it first time, you get the second half when you hit it the second time. And so again, now we have new rank up bonuses for directors, for executive directors, for silver executive, and of course the regular GE and above are still in place, right? So those are there, and if you're a higher rank and you want to move up to those, fantastic. So let me just close with a couple of examples. Let me get out of this. So I'm closing with a couple of examples. Let's just say that you're a brand new associate. Now I'm going to speak to new associates. Of course, this applies to everyone. All these double PV, all that, of course, is for everyone. But it's easier for me to kind of explain this to a new associate because for existing, I don't know, you may already be a team 2, or you may already be a team 4, or I don't know what leadership level you are. And so you're trying to reach a new level. And so what I'm speaking to is a new associate, but again, this applies to everybody. Okay. So if a new associate goes out there and enrolls and sponsors 2 new liver cleanse associates. Now I'm saying that for a reason because I want you to reach a leadership level, but 2 new liver cleanse associates. Those are 400 PV each. So if you double it, that's 800 PV times 2. So you've created 1600 PV just by enrolling 2 new liver cleanse packs. Now again, same thing applies if you do customers, but you wouldn't get the team 2 bonus. Okay, forget that for today. All right, you get $240 in first order bonus, right? So you get 30% times the $399, so $240 in first order bonus. You would be a team 2 if you yourself have 500 PPV and you enroll 2 associates that by the liver cleanse that they each have 800 PPV now in their circle. So you are a team 2. That's $100, and you're a director. Boom! 1 month, you're a director just by enrolling those 2 associates. And the director bonus is $100. So you add all that up, that's $440 for enrolling 2 new liver cleanse associates. Amazing. If you do 4, and this is my last example, but if you do 4, so 4 liver cleanse associates, again, it still counts for customers, of course, but the math is easier if I talk about associates. 4 first order bonus is $480. Then you're now a team 4 because you've got 4 associates all over 500 PPV each. That's $250 for the team 4 bonus. You're a silver director, so you still get the $100 bonus. You don't get multiples, you get a $100 bonus. But you add all that up, it's $830 for you enrolling 4 new liver cleanse bundles. I think that's pretty dadgum amazing. And again, this applies for everything. And go and enroll people doing amber toast. I enrolled somebody doing skincare, double, all doubles. Just the math really works when you're doing the liver cleanse because they're buying $399. And again, the 400 PV doubles in a hurry. So anyway, so that's my deal, guys. Hopefully that's a little inspiring to you. This is really an opportunity. It's in the small thing. It's in, back to kind of where we started. This is big. This was huge. And it gives you a massive opportunity to do something this month you haven't done in years. So just go out there and do it.
Hey, Kevin, if people want to know where to find what their leadership level was in January of 2025, what's the best report?
That's a really good question. I'm going to ask Rahul. It's actually, since it's only 1 year, you can go back and look on Success Tracker. You can literally go back and look at Success Tracker, what your levels were in January last year, February. You know your month probably that you had the best month, so you can go back and look at that. I don't know if there's a specific report just for the last year. Al's raising his hand.
Yeah, you can go to how to reach to your next level or your real DPV. and just put the right month, put January 2025, you should be able to get that right there. I mean, if it'll go, I don't know if it goes only 1 year back.
Al, if you go on to that next level, it only goes to the last month, BP.
Yeah. You may have to
I
work a
have
little
not
bit.
seen where you
It's
can go
1
the
year,
whole
guys.
year.
You
Okay,
can figure it out. And if you need
yeah,
to
then
ask
go to
customer
the,
service, they'll tell you.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
you
why I
can
tell
go,
people just call customer service
yeah.
and they'll let you know.
Yeah. But most people know. Again, it's just last year. What was your highest rate last year? Most people know that.
Yeah, we should. Awesome. Well, thank you. And is the first bonus still in effect?
What first bonus?
The first order bonus?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yes, that was part of
Okay.
my math.
That
The
was
first
just a
order bonus,
question in the chat.
30%. Yeah.
Just one question.
Yeah, you get 30% of what they buy, not the
Also,
doubled
they
amount, because
yeah,
the first order bonus is based on what they buy. So
yeah.
if
Yeah.
they buy a $3.99 liver cleanse, you get 30% of that number. But we double the PV for all the other qualifications and ranks and all that kind of stuff.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Kevin. That was very inspirational and makes me want to go out there and go do more. Next, we're going to have Mary Jo talking about the power of intention,
Ooh,
because we all need to make sure we have our intentions set for the month of March. We're still at the beginning of the month, so we have time. So, Mary Jo, it's all
yeah.
yours.
And I want to just ensure all of you, this isn't just about the month of March. This is about life. Is that helpful for everybody? Because if I go back and look at my life, I can tell you I had the power of intention all throughout my life. What got me through top grades in high school, college, law school, lawyering, vice president, general counsel, all my history was the power of a reflection of the power of intention. And sometimes we miss that. Intention, what is intention? It's not a wish, it's not a want, it's not a desire. Got it? Intention means, write these three words down, everybody. No matter what. That's how I describe intention. No matter what. I put myself out there no matter what. There's never a concept, the word try. If you ever use the word try in your vocabulary, I left that word out of my vocabulary 45 years ago. Make sense? Try, just, oh, I'll try to get there. All it does is give you 101 excuses why not to get there. Well, I never committed to it. I never did this. I didn't put my whole self into it. Why? This is your life. Why wouldn't you want to put your whole self into it? So we start looking at March 2026, our month we're currently in. What is your intention for leadership level by March 31st? Remember, no try. What's your intention? Review all the incredible incentives Mannatech has. Kevin just went through a bunch of them. I mean, I keep wondering, Mannatech's putting themselves out of business with this promotion. That's my concern. Some of you laugh about it. Come on, be with me. Think about it. That's a lot of money they're dishing out. That's, but it's for us. It's us to get excited, to get our energy back, to really re-energize the field in a great way. Crazy amounts of money, right? And so try is not an option. We either do or do not. So let's look back again. Intention. What the 6 days of March show up? What's your intent? Actions. Write this down. Actions never lie. So if I want to find out what your intent is, all I have to do is say, what did you do yesterday or the day before? What have you been doing this week? They don't lie. They tell me what your intention is or isn't, right? So again, examine your actions, and you can say, Mary Jo, it's depressing, or I don't like, and I go, forget about that. Just go, wow, do I have a lot of ground to improve on? Does that make sense? That's what makes me excited. I can look back at what I haven't been doing and go, wow, this is simple to improve on what I haven't been doing. So get excited about it instead of going into depression on what you've done before. Just set a new intention. Get your intention right. And, Brian Clemmer, some of you are familiar with him. He was one of my favorite guys 35, 40 years ago, I took courses from Brian Clemmer and they made a huge difference in my life. But he had that famous formula, intention plus mechanism equals results, right? Write that, intention plus mechanism. And Mannatech has given you the most phenomenal mechanism for the month of March that you could ever dream of. phenomenal. What they're putting out there, again, I'm praying that they don't go belly up on their incentive they put out there, because I'd like them to be around in April so we can keep supplying Ambertos to the world. But the idea is set your intention and get that straight in your head. Again, not a whim, not a wish, not, oh, I'll take a peek at it. Intention is about 100%. It's about no matter what, those 3 words. Then utilizing all the mechanisms that are available for you. So get clear, starting right now, as never before. What's your intention for March 2026? No wish, no want, no whim. Are we all clear? And I'd like Joan, just to look at Joan. She's very clear on what her intention was. Am I right, Joan? You want to pipe up?
Absolutely.
Yeah. When you put that stake in the ground, you said, I'm going to do this no matter what. And look what she created. So make that commitment for yourself. And my last 3 words, do it now. That's it, Lyd.
Yep. So now we actually want to hear from Joan. Joan, why don't you share what happened starting March 1st?
Well, actually, it goes back before that, but that's okay. I have a few things that I have put in process, and they spilled out of Richard's training, to be consistent. And then Lydia, you set up that the WhatsApp for us that we put in there, because Richard said you got to reach out to 4 new people a day, do that ask, or you've set up a group for 5 a day. So right away, I've jumped in that group. Others are in that group. And I'm telling you, this is where we need to encourage one another, and everybody just get out there and do it. Because when you start doing some stuff, other things start happening that you don't even realize. So one of the things also, so it's not that I'm just doing new asks, because I've been around for a while, so I'm doing leads or Facebook or whatever. But I'm in a fitness group, and I go 3 times a week, and I'm talking to people in my fitness group. We're creating friendships. And so I started to reach out to them and say, who would be interested in coming to a liver reset party? And I had a group that said, yes, I'm coming. So Marianne's not on here today, and I asked her if I could share her name. But anyway, she was one of the ones. Her grandson is with her for 4 days. And I'm just going to say, I love this about Mannatech, because she gets to see her grandson rarely. She's got 4 days, so she's able to just go focus on her grandson. But when her grandson leaves, we are going to do a liver reset party. Now, I invited Marianne to a liver reset party. So what I did was I had all the food that we do in the first 10 days. I wanted people to experience it, so they're not freaking out going, I don't know if I like lentil soup, or what does the shake taste like, or whatever. So I just had everything there that we do in the first 10 days so people could experience it. Then I was fortunate, and because I live close to Vida, she came up and joined me and did the actual presentation. And we know this, that let someone else be the expert. But next time I'm going to do a party somewhere farther away from Vida, and so I'll have Vida, or maybe I'll have Demra on video to do the presentation. So it's not up to me. I'm just doing the background work. I'm having the food and inviting the guests and having. So anyway, one of the gals from my fitness class, her name is Marianne, came to that party. And she really didn't even hardly know what she was coming to, but she came because others from the fitness class were coming, and she just wanted to come. She enrolled her husband as a customer and a friend as an associate, and the 3 of them jumped into the liver reset and had phenomenal results. Now, Marianne is super excited, and so now we're talking about, as soon as her grandson leaves, we're doing a reset party at her place, and just repeating that action. So I'm trying to do a variety of things. Yes, I'm reaching out to leads. I'm reaching out in Facebook, but we bump into people that are in our world, and those are the people that are warm contacts. And so I'm super excited. But here's the other thing, Al, you're always saying when you start getting in motion and doing things, things happen. You know, God intervenes. And so I had no idea, but Mary Ann, with a group of 5 other girlfriends that she's grown up with, booked a trip to Costa Rica, and they are 1 hour from Costa Rica, Alo. So guess what? I'm connecting them to go have a look. And, you know, I don't know what'll come out of that. But, you know, it's just these things don't happen by accident. We just got to be in momentum. So, anyway, that's my share. I'm just, thank you so much. Al and Kevin and Mary Jo and Lydia, you guys are absolutely phenomenal. And I just so appreciate. And my upline leader, Demra, smiling there at me. I mean, I love this girl. She would give me the moon if she could. Anyway, thank you, everyone.
Great
That's
share.
awesome, Joan.
Great share, Joan. Thanks, thanks, thanks. This our wish today is we look around at all these faces and we want all of you to sound like Joan Mallory in another week or two weeks. Okay, so just set your goal. She don't, you know, it's just we can all get there, but we have to put that energy behind it. Make the commitment. Get the intention straight on what you want to create, and then you'll see momentum come behind you and carry you forward. Okay, who's next, Lyd?
And I also did put the link to that group that Joan talked about, the 5-a-day group. Feel free to join that group and start doing your 5-a-days. And maybe next week we're gonna showcase another person. Remember, your story is too big to play small. That's going to be our motto. But next, we have the famous Al Bala, who's going to be sharing breaking the ice. And he's had some few experiences in Mexico that I'd like for him to share, that even Al was out there reaching out to new people.
All right. Well, thank you. Great. How many of you are enjoying Super Saturday? This is great. This is some great stories. Joan, love it. I think your story is definitely a story of consistency, right? Yeah, I'm glad you said it didn't start March 1st. It started months ago when you decided to get into motion, right? You get into motion, and then the universe conspires for your success. Guys, I mean, if you take anything from this from these couple hours we're going to be together, is this, right? I mean, and I love the fact that Mary Jo says, do not try, do it. But you know, trying also, when it's really a real thing, means that you don't have to start from perfect. You don't have to start from knowing everything. You just start. You're kind of trying, right? But as long as you keep trying every day, and it's not just, I'm going to try, but you never try. If you're doing that, you're getting better, and you're getting better, and you're getting better, and before you know it, guys, every single one of you will have the kind of stories that Joan just gave us, and that's why I'm glad every Saturday we're going to tell the stories. We are going to tell the stories. Now, I woke up a little early today and I decided, you know what, let me put everything that we talked about together into something that I can talk about and show you visually. So this is it's gonna sound like Kevin and I and Mary Jo and Lydia and Joan. We got together and we said, all right, this is what we're gonna talk about, because this is what this is gonna look like. It's like we're all in the same wavelength. Basically, how are we leveraging this March momentum to really make a difference? Because you know what? This is a rare window of opportunity. It may not happen for a long time. And I think if Mannatech gave us a real gift with this promotion, is because it's making us have to do something now, right? That we were planning to do anyways, right? So the fact that the double PV, the rank up bonus, Puerto Rico as well, right? We got to think about Puerto Rico. All of these things are just catalysts for us to get into motion and go do it. But as we just said, nothing happens until you make a decision. So it's going to sound like we're repeating ourselves, but sometimes repetition is good, right? But it's about making a decision, and a decision is not just I want something, right? It's deciding to do it, and you heard it from Mary Jo. No matter what, right? A decision is active. It persists. It has a longer life, right? Because it's not just a wish, it's a real decision. And today we're going to talk about what makes a decision real. Because a lot of you are probably saying to yourself, well, I made some decisions before, but it didn't manifest. Well, guess what? There's a way to make a decision that makes that decision real, and we're going to talk about that. And then I'm going to go right into getting into the nitty-gritty of the things that will make March work for us, which is we just got to talk to more people, right? So in here, a real decision is specific, it's measurable, it's public, and it's tracked. All right. So your brain, your body, and the universe does not respond to wishes, but it responds to decision. My wife has a saying: "Live your life in 3D because decisions decides destiny." You just heard also from Mary Jo. And again, it's going to sound like we talked about these things. We actually did talk about these things. We spent an hour yesterday getting ready for this. So I put it all together into one thought process, but you already heard this. Intention plus mechanism equals results. So when we need to make sure today, before we leave this meeting that we're having together, we need to make sure that we have set our intentions really clear, and then the mechanism, which is already here, which is the Mannatech, the March momentum, but it's also all the other things that are going to come. Because guys, once you get that motion that Joan is talking about, then all of a sudden, people, resources, situations, they will all come to play into eventually manifesting that decision. Decide first, the mechanisms will follow. A lot of us are trying to visualize how everything is going to happen before we decide we're going to do it. Well, that in my book says, it doesn't say faith. And I'm going to say it takes faith. And faith means it doesn't have to be perfect. I don't have to be able to see it all, but I need to know if I decide, if I set my intentions clear, the results will come, right? We've heard that from Brian Clemmer, and we've heard that from many other people, all right? So make your intentions clear and leverage March momentum to achieve your rank, your income goals, whatever goals you're going to set, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that. So this is what happens when you actually set your intention clear. 40 years ago, 45 years ago, when I first started in this business, I read a book by Dennis Waitley, and I think it was called The Psychology of Winning. And in there, he talks about the RAS, R-A-S, the reticular activating system, right? Basically, what you focus on, your RAS will highlight. It's like if you've never owned a pink car and you never noticed pink cars before, the minute you own a pink car, you start seeing pink cars everywhere, right? These days, there's certain things I see all the time I did not notice before because my reticular activating system is bringing those things into focus for me. So when you have clear intentions, then you will be more. It helps you to focus and drive. You're like a missile. You're a GPS guided missile that is going to whatever is that intentions that you have set for yourself. Now, so how do you make a real decision? Your real decision has to have clarity, commitment, action, obviously, emotional engagement, and a public declaration. And today, hopefully, before we close this, we'll have a few examples. I want you guys to start thinking between now and the end of this meeting, what is your intention for the month of March? Maybe some of you, you've already thought about it. Some of you haven't, but what are your intentions for the month of March? Now, whatever you do, whatever your intentions are, I know it has one thing. We all have one thing in common to drive that intention, and it's going to be getting in front of more people, right? We have to put Mannatech in front of more people. We have to have more conversations. We have to create opportunities for us to be able to say something to somebody. All right. So I want to really focus on this because as Mary Jo and Lydia and I met, we realized this is probably, it's a small skill, but it's probably one of the most important skills. And any of you who have been around Ray Robbins for any length of time knows that that is probably his superpower, his ability to meet new people and make new people turn strangers into friends in a very short amount of time. All right. Breaking the ice. 3 principles of breaking the ice. You have to have genuine curiosity. Ask good questions and listen. Let the story guide the conversation. So, Lydia was saying some examples that I actually talked about yesterday with them. I'm here in Guadalajara. I'm at the hotel, Marriott AC, and I get into the elevator, and this gentleman has a T-shirt, and that T-shirt has AI on it. And immediately, while I'm, from the first floor to the 9th floor, I basically say, "Hey, love your T-shirt. Tell me more about what you do with AI." And he started talking a little bit, and then immediately he asked me, "So what do you do? What brings you here?" "Well, I'm involved with a company called Mannatech." "Great." Well, by that time, elevator opens, he leaves. 30 minutes later, I go into the breakfast room, and guess who's sitting right next to me? The same guy. And by the way, at that point, we are now friends. I knew nothing about him, didn't know his name, but we looked at each other like, "Hey, how you doing?" Right? He goes, "Well, I'm doing great. By the way, I checked out your company." I said, "Oh, yes. Oh, really?" He goes, "Yes, Mannatech. I checked it out." I mean, this is in half hour, right? He checked it out. He goes, "By the way, I'm in AI, and I have AI solution for nutraceutical companies." Right? I mean, so that led to a bunch of conversations. It led for us exchanging numbers, and he just went into my LinkedIn, and we're friends on LinkedIn now. We're friends. Whatever other conversation I wanted to have with him, I could have had, right? Because I broke the ice. That evening, I'm going into the elevator again, and these people come in running, they're all dressed up and everything else. And I go, "Hey, why are you guys all dressed up today?" And they go, "Well, it's a wedding. And by the way, that couple is the bride and groom." "Great. Where you guys from?" "Well, he's from Texas." "Great. I'm from Texas." Guess what? Immediately, we find common ground, right? Now, as we were having this discussion, we said, no. So sometimes between breaking the ice and turning that into a conversation that will lead us to Mannatech, now that I know we're from Texas, guess what? Wow, that's so interesting. Why? Because, my partners and I are expanding in Texas. We got a project in Texas. Love to talk to you more about that. Now, I didn't have that conversation. I'm just saying that conversation could be had. But it had to start with, I had to break the ice. I could have chosen to be in the elevator, just like everybody else, like, with my arms folded and like looking somewhere else and whatever. But I decided to, hey, you guys are all dressed up. What are you dressed up for? That's all it took. Curiosity? Yes. Right? Then Texas, common ground. Right? And then the next thing is create value first, offer help or useful insight without asking for anything in return. I've seen Ray do this. Once he finds out what they're doing, what they do, he goes, wow, you know what? I probably should connect you to so and so. Blah. Yeah. He's adding value first before asking for anything else. And guess what? Value gets reciprocated. So people, you give them value, they want to give you value too. Right? Does that make sense? So what is the intention we want to create for March? Well, let's set an intention. Now, I don't want to set an intention for you. You set your intention, but one good intention could be I will meet 20 new people this month which with genuine curiosity and see who might benefit from our solution, right? So the goal is to help, not to sell. Conversations become natural. People notice authenticity. I want to help someone find a solution that fits their life. And that can only happen if we are willing to open the eyes. I don't know if you've ever gotten into an elevator, a bunch of people, and you go, hey, who called this meeting? And before you know it, everybody's like, oh, that's funny. They're laughing. And before you know it, you're having a conversation, right? Now, we talked a lot about, finding, finding people's primary motivational factors, right? What's their why? Why would they do what we do? Why would they be interested in a liver reset? Or those things all come from that genuine curiosity, asking questions, letting people talk, listening, active listening, and then we go from there. So hopefully in March, we all want to make some new friends. Now, what I've described is very physical, it's very present, right? We're in the same space, but the same thing here applies to what we do online, right? And then, and I'm not going to be the expert on online, but I know one thing. I learned something a few years back from Eddie and Rose, which is I still do birthdays every day. I still do birthdays every day. My Facebook gives me a list of people whose birthdays today. And guess what? Whether I know them or not, I'm wishing people happy birthday. I do that on LinkedIn as well. Anywhere where I'm going to get those things, I'm going to get that information. I still do that because it's a good way for us to connect with people that maybe we know them, maybe we don't know them, maybe we're catching up with them. And then obviously then we can get into the 5 magic questions, which is what we're not going to cover today. But again, today we wanted to say, look, if March is going to work for us, right, we need to make more presentations. We need to be in front of more people. We need to talk to more people. So find any way and create an intention to meet 10, 20 or more people in March. All right. So setting your real decision for March, choose your focus, rank advancement, income target, enrollment goal, product sales. I'm going to sell so many liver resets, set a goal for yourself. And then exposure and networking. I will meet so many people, right? The key, you can combine this decision and choose one primary focus because your brain, your reticular activating system, and your action plan will all work better with clarity. So how do you make your decision real? All right, I'm going to take a couple more minutes because I know we got a lot to do today. But how do you make your decision real? So I want to talk to you guys about a decision writing exercise. All right, so I would take a picture of this, right? Because this is a good format for making your decision real. Again, specific goal. What exactly will you achieve? Right? I love the director bonus. I love this concept of focusing on director, silver director, gold director, because though director is a core rank. And I would say that director, a team 2 director, and I love team 4 director, but team 2 director is a core rank. So it's a fast track for a brand new person that starts in March is what do I do next? What is my intention, right? When I get started, be a team 2 director. And let me show you how to make almost $500 in March, right? So specific deadline, March 31st. I love it. That's the gift we got. We got a deadline. We got to do this between now and March 31st. The emotional why. Why does this goal matter to you? What will achieving this give you? Say it, write it down. Why is this important to you? The mechanism, what specific action will you take? I'm going to need to meet 10 people in order to sell 2 livery sets. Right? Something like that. But what's the mechanism? I'm going to do it through livery set. The company has a few other programs, which I'm going to show you in a minute, that you can tap into. You have the 50% discount on some products. You got the coupon. And by the way, those 2 coupons is important, but you can also use your multi-glycan points and turn that into discounts. I hope you got that. I hope you saw that at the last meetings. And if you didn't, let us know. We'll show you. It's very easy. Go into your multi-glycan points, and you have the ability to use your multi-glycan points to keep giving people more gifts, and to entice them to actually buy, right? The mechanism, the accountability. Who will be your accountability partner? And now the link that you got from Lydia, go in there. This is for people. I see Joan and Shane. I love watching them two go at it, because they hold each other accountable, which is absolutely important for your decision to become a real decision. A decision without accountability is just a wish, right? All right, does that make sense? So, example of a decision statement. I decide to achieve Silver Director by March 31st, 2026. This decision is important to me because I want to prove to myself that I can build a successful business and provide financial security for my family, right? No backing down, no matter what. To achieve this, I will enroll 8 new customers, ensure each places their first order in March to trigger double PV, and follow up weekly with my upline. I'm telling my upline today, and I will check in with them every Monday to track my progress. That's a real decision statement. Okay. And then when you meet every week, you ask, these are the questions. How many new people did you meet? How many conversations did you have? How many new enrollment did you make? How many first order did you confirm? How many PV did you generate? What was my progress toward my March goal? What's working? What needs adjustment? What's my plan for next week? These are great accountability questions. So when you pick your accountability partner, you guys ask each other those questions. Just go through the list. Because what this does, it keeps your RAS activated. It keeps your radar on, right? It keeps your decision in front of your mind. It creates accountability. It helps you adjust your mechanism. It helps build momentum and confidence, right? So these are some of the why March is different. You heard about it, right? I don't need to talk about that. What do you have? Your product arsenal for March. So Mannatech has created the Lean and Grow Duo, Osoline and Collagen, the Wellness Foundation, Advanced Ambertose Capsules, and Catalyst Multivitamin, Immune Support, Mana C, and Immunostat. So check those out. But the granddaddy is the Liver Reset. The Liver Reset is a transformational product that creates visible results. When someone commits to a liver reset, they're making a real decision about their health. This creates a perfect opening for deeper conversation about wellness and the future opportunity of someone being on your products for the rest of their lives, which is what we want. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. I know there might be some questions, maybe we should say this. When obstacle appears, your clear intention will keep you on track, because obstacle will appear in March, but your real decision will keep you going. Rejection, lack of immediate results, competing priorities, self-doubt, all of these things will come. But what's going to make the difference this time is you're not going to get distracted. You're not going to get sidelined, because your intentions are clear and you've made a real decision based on the things we just talked about. All right. So, anyways, your March momentum commitment. What is your goal, your deadline, your emotional why, your mechanism? I am making a real decision today. I commit to tracking my progress weekly, pushing through obstacles, and letting my clear intention attract the mechanisms I need to succeed. Signed, Al Bala. Date 3/7/2026. Write it down, declare it publicly, lock in your accountability. Okay? You got everything you need, and let's just make the decision, share it, and get started today. All right. So, yeah, I'm done. back over to you. We'll throw this presentation out to you guys, and then see what you need there to remind you. But how many of you are ready to make a decision for March? Guys, this is, this is where the rubber meets the road. It's never going to be as good as it's going to be in March. So if you've been talking about it, as Mary Jo said it, do it, right? Just do it, right? Now is not the time. Don't be paralyzed. Don't be thinking. Don't overthink. Just do it. It's never going to be this good. And if you're not going to do it this time, then when? Okay. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Alan. Now you have to get out and get in a car, and you're going to rejoin us. Is that correct?
That's correct. In about 15 minutes, yes.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to adjust the schedule a little bit. I'm going to have Mary Jo come in right after Al, and she's going to go through goal setting and mechanisms. And it's going to be a time for you guys to share what's your goal for the month of March. So remember what Al just spoke about? We're going to have some open sharing time. But Mary Jo, I'm kicking it over to you.
Great. And I'm commenting in the comments that are coming through as well. So I want you just to write down a magic formula. This is a magic formula that I came across with a great trainer called Brian Clemmer. Anyone familiar with Brian Clemmer? I know there's some of you Clemmerites out there that went to some of his seminars and were blessed by his incredible intelligence and insights that he could give us. But with that, one of his formulas that he always taught on was intention plus mechanism equals results. Right? So some people are commenting in there, well, I don't know, how do I reach out? How do I find people? And I go, wow, let's talk about how you find people. I just really want to emphasize this because what can we know about people? They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Go grocery shopping, go out to the mall, go try to I just was at a store today because I bought a picture and I wanted to get a frame for it. So, and some of you are sitting back going, well, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to do it. Well, every time you meet somebody doesn't mean that that's a time where you're going to actually bring up, hey, I'd love you to join me in my business called Mannatech. I mean, that's a little pushy for somebody you don't even know their first name yet. Would you agree with me? So what's the step? How do the people like Mary Jo go out and meet people? And within a week, I'll have them signed up perhaps. Because my conversation when I meet somebody new is all about them. Write that down on a piece of paper. All about them. What's the number one topic most people know the most about? Come on, take that finger and point it like this, right back at yourself. This is the number one topic I can speak about for the rest of my life because it's my life. I know the most about it. So where will you make that other person feel most comfortable and confident? When you're talking to them about their number one topic they know the most about. They feel highly educated. They feel like they really know their stuff. Because it's about them. So you ask questions about them. Hey, how are you? Just like today when I was getting my frame made. Okay, I was at a store getting a frame made for a picture. And I started asking the lady, what do you do? She found out she's the manager. We asked her about what do you think? I knew what color I wanted for my frame, but I asked her, why is that? Some of you look at this, especially you analysts out there in that quadrant, you go, Mary Jo, why waste your time asking her what she thinks is right when you already made your decision? Because what am I doing in that relationship? Making her feel important about her, that her opinion matters to me, that I'm tapping into somebody I look at and respect that has a better education about this than I might, right? So it's how do I honor somebody and get out of my own head why my ego has to take over and make sure it's all about me when you want to make it all about them. So we get into conversations like that, and that's what's so important for us to break the ice. And how do we talk to people? You can talk to anyone, anywhere. And for some of you go, oh, Mary Jo, I'm not like you. I don't have that outgoing personality. I don't just fall in love with everybody I meet. I haven't been doing evangelism work in Brazil and other foreign countries for the last 20 years. You don't need any of that history. Just go do it. Cost benefit analysis. What if the person doesn't like you? I have other people in this world that don't like Mary Jo. They don't like me because she's too happy. She likes to talk too much. She cracks jokes. She looks like she's having fun in life and I'm not. So they can not like you for 1,001 reasons. That's not what's important. What's important is, how can I help that other person? So number one, go out there and meet people and be interested instead of interesting. Write that down, everyone. Be interested instead of interesting. Anyone want to make a side bet on when I get that woman who's I found out was the manager of that framing store? How fast do you think Mary Jo's going to sign her up now? Any bets on that one? She'll be in my downline probably within the next 2 weeks. No rush. The store's right down the street. I don't have to worry too much about it. I'll be back in there again, right? But the idea is that you're planting seeds. We go out and we plant seeds. So mechanisms, in terms of going out there, you want to have mechanisms involved in how do I meet new people? How do and that was the question in the chat. And I'm just thinking there are a million places where people hang out. Go to a shopping mall. And you could set your standard. I want to meet and greet. I want to talk to at least 20 people before I leave the mall. Some people will say to me, well, Mary Jo, if I meet 20 people, I won't get out of the mall for 6 hours. I didn't say have a 2-hour conversation with somebody. Meeting somebody, just a smile, just an edge, just a, hey, I really enjoy it. I love your smile. What do you do for a living? Start off with something fun. Breaking the ice is one of the most critical things you do when you're out there in the public. How do I break the ice in a way that causes the other person to want to perhaps get me to know me better? Think about that. And it's not talking about you. It's finding out about them. Be interested, not interesting. The interesting part can come later. Because let me ask you this question. How many of you have gone out there and just done some open-ended prospecting, talking to people, and you start asking, so tell me about you. What do you do for a living? Right? And they answer the question, right? What's the first thing they'd come back with? So exactly. Thank you, Tiny. So what do you do? If you're interested in them, they're going to come back and be interested in you. They want it. That's just called polite. It's something that we've been trained and taught. It's just something that naturally flows with most people. Now, some of you'll say, Mary Jo, I just saw this grouchy guy and he didn't care. He didn't even want to listen. And I go, hey, yes, you will find some of those out there. But here's my solution to that. You know what I do? When I find somebody that is grouchy and grumpy and everything else, I typically will go, listen, I'll pray for you. I said, obviously there's something really grabbing your joy and I'll pray for you. That's what I do. Because you know what that does? It turns me on. I said, God, thank you for bringing another person in my life who I can pray for. I never run out of those. And I always love doing that. And it also gives me, because I do evangelism work, so I just love setting that up for potentially even more conversation from them if they respond to what I just said, because that's the number one thing I love to share more than Mannatech is the gospel, right? So the beauty of that is I have so many opportunities out there to impact a person's life, but helping to bring joy in other people's life is your trigger point. And how do we do that? I know I'm getting a little off topic, but I think it's really important. You want to match their energy. Everybody write that down. Match their energy. if Mary Jo, what's Mary Jo's energy? Anyone want to describe it? It's out of control. It's just wild, crazy. This is where I would love to live 24/7, is just being a maniac with energy, because that's who I am. But when I meet somebody who's an analyst, everybody understand personality quadrants? That's people like all the I's dotted, T's crossed, everything. I shift into their quadrant. I can shift and match them so that I don't overwhelm them with my energy, because they're not interested in what makes this woman so happy and excited about life. They're interested in, why is she crazy? Why can't she just communicate with me like a normal human being, right? You don't want to. So matching is really important for us to understand when we're out there talking to people. You can still match somebody who's a total analyst, who, by the way, Lydia's pretty analytical. How many of you guys agree with that, right? I mean, wouldn't you know, God would give me a super analyst. And my husband was a super analyst, right? An engineer. So maybe God was just trying to quash my energy a little bit. So, but the idea is, you want to match their energy, because that's where they're most comfortable. That doesn't mean you're changing who you are. It just means you understand the best ways to communicate and make connection with people. As you get to know the person and get to know them better, they'll see the other side of you, and you'll both kind of laugh about your first meeting or something like that. But they've already trusted you and gained that element of commitment and trust, right? So therein lies the idea. How do I do that? That's how I do it every day. And if you don't understand the process of that, I'm just telling you, you'll never run out of people. So what does that mean from Mary Jo's perspective? Go out to the shopping mall and just start testing it. Try it out. You're not going to run out of people. Just test it over and over again. How is this person operating? Look at the way they walk, and when people like Mary Jo, how many times have you seen my hands go like this during just my little conversation here with you on, right? When people talk with their hands a lot, that's typically kind of promoter type behavior, because they're so self-expressive. They use their entire body to express themselves. That is not an analyst. Okay. An analyst is very formal and is going to be a deep listener and is going to hear you out and maybe nod, maybe a little crunch of the nose, kind of like if they disagree with you, it's going to be kind of clear. It's so you're going to see a little bit more formality in the way they approach. But understanding personality quadrants is like, it's like, I can't tell you how critical it is. It doesn't change you. It just allows you to be able to match a person and make them feel more comfortable dealing with you. So, and I know a lot of you have been trained in personality quadrants for years, but I think sometimes we lose the gist of that. We don't look back and say, am I really, I understand that, Mary Jo, I learned that, I was trained in it. Am I living it? Or I'm just throwing it out to the wind and choosing not to do it. So there's a reason out there that some of us can go out there and, Lydia laughs at me because she goes, you talk to anybody, but I'm not sure which person's coming up. Is it this Mary Jo or this Mary Jo or this Mary Jo or this, right? And she definitely has her preference. She likes the analyst, Mary Jo. She wants that lawyer to come, right? When it's the promoter coming out, she's thinking, okay, I guess we'll be in the store for another 20 more minutes, right? And that's okay too. It's okay too. Because, a lot of us, if we can just bring joy and make somebody laugh in this world, what's wrong with that? A lot of people are pretty miserable out there. And if we can just help them laugh and put a smile on their face, at times that's more important to me than bringing Mannatech to them. And when you get that smile from somebody too, as you go, you know what, I really enjoyed this conversation. Here's my card. Let's keep in touch. And they'll go, thanks. I'd love to keep in touch. And then they don't even remember what your name was. They go, what was your name again? And I go, here's my card. Said, Mary Jo, thank you, Sarah. Now, notice what Mary Jo said. Thank you, Sarah. I never forget their name. Write that in your own head. Once you ask somebody's name, grab it, plant it like it's a rock in your head for the whole conversation. Because knowing somebody's identity, especially you don't use their name perhaps through the conversation, but when you get to the end of the conversation, it goes like this: Sarah, thanks so much. And she's like, you know what's going through her head right now? How did she remember my name? We've been talking for 15 minutes and she remembered my name. Do you know what happens to Sarah when I say that to her at the end of the conversation? She goes, wow, that makes her feel important. You remembered her name. Now, as we get older, sometimes our memory's not so hot. I'll have a claim to fame on that one too. But I'll go back at the end of the conversation. I'll go, you know what? I feel so goofy. I said, I forgot your first name. Could you give that? So I make it important another way if I happen to forget. But I never walk away and just say, hey, nice meeting you, blah, blah, blah. But, right? Make people feel important. Share with them, care about them, and you're not out there. Let me tell you about my business, Mannatech. It's really a cool business. It's got the best product in the marketplace in terms of natural product to take. And I've been taking it for 30 years and I'm 71 years old and I'm on no prescription drugs. Well, that might be really nice, Mary Jo, but that's not what they want to hear. Especially right out of the box. They might ask, if you start sharing about Mannatech, they might ask a good question and say, so these products you're talking about, have you been taking them? If they start asking me questions, that's a different story. But when you overload them with, oh my gosh, I'm 71, I've never been on prescription drugs, blah, 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 they're going, oh, get out of my face, right? Any of you guys get this? Like, enough already. I can feel it any minute now. She's going to ask me to buy products or something. So work on building that relationship first. That's your connection. And like I said earlier, you'll never run out of people. People are everywhere. They're everywhere. Everywhere you go. Outside your house, down the street, your neighbors, you got people everywhere. Grocery stores, shopping, and some of you go, well, I hate to shop. Mary Jo hates to shop. Ask Lydia. The only place I like to shop is grocery stores because I love to bake so much. So I love buying stuff to bake, tons of products for nursing homes, church groups, whatever. I'll bake. If any of you call me up, say, Mary Jo, I'm having a party. Could you bake for me? If I could ship it to you, I would bake it for you, right? Because I love baking. But the idea is, we want to be in public, out there meeting people, just sharing with people, talking to them about what's important to them, getting to know them, just smiling. And a smile gets you 1,000 steps closer to getting them involved with you in this business. So take the right approach. People are everywhere. So I just needed to respond to that because somebody says, where do you find people? And I said, I've never ran out of people in my life. And I talk to a lot of them. So, and you won't either. So keep going out there and doing that. Lynn, what was my topic now that I got off that?
So let's have a few minutes for you guys to talk. What goals are you setting for the month of March? Feel free to come off mute. I know Shane's going to share his goals.
Hi, yeah, well, I have it written down already in my planner for the year, but it's two associates, and this just fits so cool because I see the money, like we're talking, and I'm finally like, I need the money. So I love the products, the people, I love the people. I need the money.
Yeah.
So yeah, focused. I
Awesome.
I am intention. And yeah, all the others, the story that's enough of that old story. The new story, you got to really, really work on that new story.
Yeah.
Just
But Shane, what could you take with your you could say, you could still use your product story from a perspective of, I came across these products and, from a health perspective, there was nothing quite like it. And I've been taking them for years. And all of a sudden I was like thinking, how selfish can I be not to want to extend this offer to other people and help them build an income stream as well? Because our country's hurting. Does that help a little bit? So don't be, you got it. Your story can tie back to why you got started in the first place. because
Thank you,
that
Mary
helps
Jo.
sell them. Just tonight, because I think if you just go out there and say, hey, I have this great business, let me share the business with you. You talk about this. Why did I get started at first?
What I mean by the story, and thank you for reminding me of the positive side of my story, because that is
Yeah.
so much better to focus forward than to think of my old being stuck
Yeah,
story. That's the story I was saying.
right. And people don't really like stuck stories. They have
No,
their own going on for them.
you know, I was encouraged to reduce my 1 minute miracle story because I had 2 minutes, and I left out the story that nobody wants to hear, and my miracle story is 50 seconds.
Yeah. So now you got a
Awesome.
minute back. Is that what you're telling me? No kidding. Yeah,
Very good.
great, great, great,
Hey,
great.
hey, Shane, when you say money, what would be an amount of money in March that would really, for you, mean success?
Oh, $500 would be a super
$500.
success. Yeah,
All right, perfect. So I would say
absolutely.
$500 instead of just I want to make money. I want to make
And it,
$500 in March. That would be clear. Your brain now knows that's what we're trying to do.
Amen. Amen. That last contest was so cool. And now I see a contest here, and my heart says I can do it.
So Shane, we've done everything for you except for sign people up. That's all you got to do. Everything else is done for you. March is
I
just
asked
right
myself,
there for you to make five
how
hundred
come I
bucks.
haven't signed anybody up? And I know what the answer is, but oh my gosh, it's crazy. I love you guys so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you,
And
Shane.
Shane, thank you for saying that, because a lot of people, I mean, we want to point our finger at why we're not successful or why we're not signing people up. And we love to point, well, because Mannatech did this, or because of this is going on, or because of this, we can come up with 100 reasons why we're not signing people up. But the number one reason is right here, just taking that finger and looking at ourselves. Number one, what can I do different? What should I be doing differently to make myself more effective? And then just going out and doing it, right? But that's why I love having these meetups that we have, so you can get new ideas. Maybe there's something you captured from the Saturday calls where you can go, I could do that differently. That could make a difference. I think Joan Mallory would be the first one to say, that's what I love so much about this too, because when has she signed up 5 people that fast ever in her life? But it's coming out of these kind of meetups and asking questions to get new ideas on perhaps how can my presence be different to be able to give me a greater capacity to sign more people up. What can I be doing differently? Yeah.
Yep. Awesome. Anybody else want to share where they are with their goals for the month of March?
Well,
Tiny.
before I go, um, I had some great months with sign-ups delivered, Sylvie said, um, doing the customers. But like Shane said, yes, I have to put in my mind to sign up to associates, because that's who said it, like pivoting around the customers and not the people that are sharing the story as well. So that's a great lesson to put that in
Awesome.
my mind. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't see you in 2 weeks because I'm traveling to Taiwan in Monday to go to the World Championships, tug of war, like Elle was saying, the rubber. And we're gonna let maybe the American too, let them smell the rubber.
Yeah.
And it's a nice family, so making friendship, like you said, it's a sport community and then go on with that again. And
Awesome.
that's that's my that's my pitfall as well. If you know too
Mhm.
many people, just to put them in how do you say that, in the trechter,
Yeah.
in the thing again. That's also a mindset.
Yeah.
So thank you for your wise lessons.
Awesome. Thank you.
Bye.
Lillian, I saw you put camera on. Did you have something to share?
Yes, regarding the goals, March is a month of great, great possibilities. I haven't seen a month like this in a long time. But I want to say how appreciative I am for the chat, for the liver reset chats, the information chat. Three of my recent signups came out of that chat, just letting people take a look, letting people see what's going on. And it was my last one came in just a few days ago, and I didn't even know her. I put her aunt, who was a former product user. I asked her if she would like to go into the chat to learn about the liver reset, and she said yes. So I put her in, and I don't know, maybe 2, 3 weeks later, I get a text from her saying, my niece is wanting more information about the liver reset. She wasn't interested in doing it herself at this time, but she really thought about her niece. And what she was doing was that she was sharing things from that chat to her niece. So by the time she connected me with her niece was already like wanting, and she's really someone that has tried a lot of ways to get healthier and nothing's really worked for her. So she's let me know that this is kind of like that last chance, before she may have to consider bariatric surgery. So this is a biggie for her. And so she just signed up, and it's all been through the chat, and it's because of the power of the chat. And I just like the fact that as a community, we support each other there. And, we have to learn how to work it so that when new people come in, they're seeing content, but it's very powerful. So really the chat, I only spoke to her once. She's more of a texting person, but she just ordered and she's so excited and hopeful that this could be what she's been looking for.
Oh. Yeah, Lillian, I just want to let you know, I just wrote down a little blip I'm going to use for marketing. How to avoid bariatric surgery. Ask me now.
Hmm.
Do you guys get this?
That'll
There are
fit
a lot
really
of people
nicely on
looking
a
at
button.
bariatric surgery, right?
Right.
That'll fit real nicely on a button, Mary Jo.
Yeah, you think a big one. Big, okay.
There you go.
Kevin, you're right, reminding me of George Nye, the Mannatech guy.
Many people won't get that, but
Yes.
us historians
Awesome.
do.
Any
you.
other questions? I'm waiting to see if Al is in the call in the car on the way to. Oh, you're in the car on the way to the airport, Al? Nope, you're muted.
I'm not in the car yet. I'm waiting for them to pick me up in a few minutes.
Okay.
But I think let's continue. I think getting everybody to be clear on their intentions for March, and let's push for that clarity and the mechanism. What do I want to achieve? How do I think I'm going to achieve it? Uh, I think the more details we can put around it, how's that going to make me feel? How you get emotionally attached to those goals that you're setting, those intentions you're setting for March. I think let's keep doing that for a little bit, and we'll all learn from that. And I love that people have the courage to say the things that they're saying and being very vulnerable and authentic. I think this is all helpful. I hope that's helping everybody else, but I think this is
Good.
helpful.
It is. Anybody else want to share?
Questions?
Well, I
Anything?
can tell you that since we've been on the call, I just sent out 2 presentations on the 21-day liver reset. Miss Analyst over here. And that's all coming from my daily videos that I'm doing on social with a call to action. So what's it tell you? It's the consistency of doing it 7 days a week, every day. And the videos may be saying very similar. They're doing life hacks and ending up on the 21-day liver reset. And one of the individuals who responded was an old secretary of Mary Jo's.
Are you stealing my leads now?
I'm stealing Mary Jo's leads. And so you never know. Sherry Rents.
Oh my gosh.
I'll let you do that follow-up.
That was when the days I was practicing law, so that gives you some idea. At Foley and Lardner, my
Yeah.
first law firm experience, fresh out of law school, I was in my 20s.
So, I mean, Joan has been doing great doing videos. Shane's great doing videos. Shirley and Juanita are great doing videos. But I'm going to tell you, if you don't see the results at the beginning, don't give up.
Right.
It takes time. But make sure you're putting a call to action at the end of every video.
Yeah, and we call it a drip campaign. Everybody, we're familiar with drip campaigns. We don't overwhelm them with 6 drips a day, right? Maybe one a week, once you get them. But reminders, because people let me ask all of you, how many of you, the minute you hear something, you immediately make a decision right in that moment? I don't see too many hands raised. Right? We usually go like this. I'll think about it. And then we think about it and we think about it. We're all great procrastinators on making those kind of decisions. Well, so is the rest of the world. So you're expecting somebody else to jump on this in 5 seconds because you know how great it is, when if you switch places with that person, you would probably be telling them, well, let me take a look at it. Let me think about it. Right? So let's be more, sensitive to that's the average response we're going to get.
But also
Be consistent. Well, let me just, it's your consistent caring, not sending a message every day, but maybe once a week. Hey, was just thinking about you. And it could be about, I'll write back to somebody and go, hey, I was just thinking about you because you said you loved horses and this is what I'm doing today and blah, blah, blah. Nothing about the liver reset, but just a connection on something that I can show I appreciated our conversation. Does this make sense to everybody? So you don't get blinders on liver reset, or Mannatech, Mannatech, Mannatech. Open up the blinders, start be interested in them, and guess what happens? A week, Lydia will tell you how many times this has happened to us. A week, a month later, 2 months, 3 months sometimes. All of a sudden you get a message and it says, you know what, Mary Jo, 3 months ago you talked about this liver reset. We never mentioned it for 3 months, and they're now interested in doing it. Why? Because you built a relationship by just a connect here and there. Because look at your life. How many people do that with you? They show up again, a couple months later, again, a couple months later. So, and what's your first impression when somebody does that? Wow, that person really cares about me. Notice that's the normal attitude somebody will take when you do that. Now, if you're doing a drip campaign where you're nailing them with liver reset ideas on a weekly basis every week, that's not what I'm talking about. That's a sales campaign. That's not a truly care campaign. Difference, right?
So,
Mary Jo, I was also thinking too, I think a lot of times we get discouraged when somebody doesn't immediately respond to us. You make a presentation, you talk to them, whatever. We're pretty good about following up that first time, hey, just following up with you, want to know if you're ready to get started, what'd you think, what'd you like most. But if they don't respond then positively, we tend to get really frustrated. And the way that usually shows up is maybe they don't, we think they're ghosting us. They're not replying to our phone calls. They're not returning our text anymore. We're like, oh, they're ghosting me. Oh, they're not interested. And that could be the case. So certainly there's some people that, are just flat not interested. But I'm telling you, in 90% of the cases, when somebody stops returning your calls or stuff, it's not about you. They just got busy with life and they went on, or they went on a vacation, or they got sick, or they whatever. And so we make all this stuff up in our head and then we stop. Like we just stop following up. And even if like 3 months has gone by, we feel like it's been, oh my gosh, it was way back in December when I talked to them. They're not even going to remember. I'm certainly not going to follow up. Maybe you see them out in public, whatever. Folks, they forget, and they're not like, oh, you haven't called me back in 3 months. I can't believe you haven't done that. Like, we feel almost embarrassed. But I promise you, even 3 months gone by, just to follow up somebody, oh my gosh, I haven't talked to you in 3 months. I gave you a we talked about the liver cleanse back in December. I'm just following up just to see how you're doing. Just check in with those folks. Apologize to them maybe for you not communicating back to them, instead of thinking they've been avoiding you, they don't want to talk to you. And it changes the temperature when you stop thinking that other people are just running away from you constantly, because they're not, I promise you. They're
Right.
just living life. They're just busy. They're just, as soon as you stop talking about whatever it is, they move on to the next thing and they truly don't think about it anymore, right? And that's where they are. And so we have to kind of re-engage them and refine them. Maybe you got to, give them a presentation again, but don't assume that they don't want to do it just because they stop talking to you or just because they don't immediately say yes. There's just thousands and thousands and thousands of stories of Mannatech people that said, the first 10 times Mary Jo talked to me, I wasn't interested, but that 11th time, oh my gosh, I finally made the decision. I'm so glad that I did. So
Right.
anyway, yeah.
Great. And the other aspect of that is that when you reconnect with them a month later or 2 months later, you don't have to nail them on the liver cleanse. You
Yeah.
can go, you know what? I so enjoyed our conversation. I just want to touch base. You told me about ABC in our conversation. I was just following up to find out how was your trip when you went off to Italy? Or you can show up as a friend instead of as a salesperson. Does this make sense too?
Yes.
We think we just have to keep hammering on the same thing over and over again. And the drip campaign. So your drip campaign has to be exclusively the liver cleanse or Mannatech products. Your drip campaign can be just building a friendship. You know how many people are desperate for friendships today in our world? It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. So just be a friend. And then and I'm not saying never bring it up again. I'm just saying that shouldn't be your topic of conversation every time you follow up, because then they just feel like you're trying to sell them on something instead of be that friend. Yeah.
So this whole interesting in my mind was thinking, it's not that people don't get back to us. It's about how much data are they getting in their lives every single day. So you may follow up with them. 2 minutes later, they're going to be getting data that's going to drive their attention off by what you shared. So globally, 400 million plus terabytes of data are generated worldwide every day. That's 400 million. That's a lot of data. We are being bombarded because we're on social, how much we are on social 24/7. Um, we need to continue to reach back out to the people. Don't give up. It's not the one and done mechanism anymore. So how many of you guys are struggling with, I don't have people
Wait,
to
Lydia.
talk to?
I'm not so into your languaging, so I looked up terabyte because I didn't know whether that was getting terrified by a spider bite, or what it was. But so I looked up terabyte, and she said, "How many terabytes did you say? 400 million terabytes?
400 plus million.
Terabytes. A terabyte is a unit of digital data storage equal to 1,000 gigabytes, or strictly speaking, 1,024 gigabytes, representing roughly 1 trillion bytes."
Wait, I got one better for you. 1 terabyte equals 250,000 photos. That's a lot of data.
A lot.
Yeah. So,
A lot is an understatement.
yeah. So my question is, and we're constantly creating more data. When we do a post, you just created more data. When I do a video, that's more data. So one person has asked me, they said, but Lydia, I don't have the content to create data. Not data. I don't have the ability to create videos every single day. And we were working with Derek last week, and he says, "Well, I'll try to do it, but with everything going on, I don't know if I could do a video 5 days a week." And so I worked with him, and we created what we call custom GPTs. That I go in there, I press a button, and I have my script or my caption done in a minute.
1 minute.
on a life hack. I just have to record it. I said, so why don't you just spend an hour and record 5 to 7 videos? You just have to change your clothes, the top, obviously. And Derek, I'm glad you came off on camera. How many videos did you do last week?
Including today, 7.
Did it take you a lot of time?
No, I had it all. It took me about an hour to actually do the video,
Yeah.
but as far as the script, um, a couple minutes.
Yeah. So you
Hello.
don't have to be the content creator in writing this stuff. We have a tool called chat that will write them for you, make them engaging, make them go viral. So you get people who are not seeing your stuff. And Derek, I know you shared yesterday, how many people have viewed your videos?
Oh gosh, real quick.
So Facebook will give you your analytics and it will tell you your reach.
I'm looking at my Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Insights. In the last month, 3,000 views.
Wow. Not bad.
See?
Um, Accounts reach over 1,800, so that's a plus 363%.
363% from your prior month.
Yes,
You only had 363% greater outreach in
yes,
1 month.
yeah.
Okay, anyone want 363% greater outreach on their Oh, no one's raising their hand, Lydia. Sorry, dead audience. Try
Right.
something different.
Yeah, Joe does, and it's
Joe,
consistency. It's putting the captions on the videos. It's consistency. It's doing it whether you like it or not, whether you feel like it or not. There are days I was having a really bad day. I did not feel like doing a video. I did a video anyway, and I think I got 3 new leads off that one video because you're real and you're authentic.
And
So,
non-followers was 79.4%. Followers
yeah.
were 20%.
Yeah, great.
So those of you
Wow,
who
that's great. So those are new outreaches that
Correct.
never were watching you
Right.
before. 79%.
Right.
So those of you who say you have nobody to talk to, here's a mechanism that you could go out and create new people to talk to every day. And then you do what Al does, be friends with these people who are seeing your stuff, start commenting on their posts, start wishing them happy birthday, develop relationships with these people. You don't have to go outside of your 4 walls, but you could talk to more people. And the tip we learned yesterday was once you do your post, 60 seconds after you post your post, make a comment on your post and you'll have better algorithm tracking.
You're commenting on your own post.
Create a question within your post.
Yeah.
To
Create a
increase
question.
to increase engagement.
So let's say you're talking about drinking water. What are some ways that you get your water intake in a day?
Or what's your favorite water that you drink
Yeah.
on a daily basis? You can think of 101 different questions, engagement questions.
But we have some new tool. I mean, we have technology out there to make our lives easier, but we still have to do it. And I'll schedule a time and I'll do a training on how to create a custom GPT so you guys can all create your own. Because I do lifestyle, I type in lifestyle hack, and with a minute, I have my script and I have my caption already done.
Totally done. And she rarely edits it today, right, Lyd?
Yeah.
It's like she has, here's Lydia over here, that's the genius, and she just taps into it.
And I'm doing it while I'm riding a bike at the gym, majority of the time.
Multitasking.
I see Al's in the car now. And so we talked about last week opening our call up that we would do some three-way calls with Al, Kevin, or Mary Jo. Does anybody have anybody that we could call and get them on a phone?
I have someone who said they would do this. I don't know for sure if they're going to answer the phone, but it is because it's a cold lead.
Okay, Al, are you ready?
Well, yeah, let's set it up a little bit. So this is
Okay.
also all about trying to learn the language of a three-way call. So in a three-way call, right, in this case, Mary Willie, you have a friend. What I would do if I was going to be the one doing the three-way call with you, it would be, okay, Mary, tell me a little bit about your friend. I mean, have you identified really, first of all, why you would call her? What do you like about her? What is it about her that makes her special? What about her to be somebody you would want to have in your business? So in this case, Mary, first of all, what's the name of your friend?
Okay, this person's name is Isaac. He was a lead that I purchased.
Oh.
Okay.
I sent him a text and it basically said, you don't know me, but I got your name from a list. And for people who are looking for something more out of their current life, I told him a little bit about myself. And then I asked him, if you had the opportunity to improve your health or income right now, which would you explore first? And he responded, both are in need of help.
Okay.
So
Cool.
I responded.
By the way, Mary, that was a good question. That was a very good way to establish his primary motivational factor, right? So,
Okay.
and it's a great way to open a conversation with a question. Great. Awesome. All right. So he said both.
Yes. And
Did did you find out where Isaac is from?
I don't know where he lives. I don't know anything else about him, but I did mention that that's exactly how I felt when I started looking for something different. And I said I would be on a call tomorrow, because this was yesterday, with a mentor who helped me, and asked him if he would be willing or open to joining us. And he said yes.
Okay.
But my experience is when I make these commitments, they don't answer the phone. So
Okay, but his name is Isaac, right?
Isaac Dominguez.
Dominguez. So we know he's probably Latino. That's good. All
Yeah,
right.
and the area code is 714, but so I'm guessing somewhere in the western part of the
Okay.
United States, but that
So
may
so
or may not.
you introduced me as a mentor, someone that is working with you. By the way, part of the language can also be I'm part of a mastermind and I'm working very closely with a person who's been developing businesses, has developed business in over 60 different countries. And he's working with me as my personal mentor in business and in health. And I'd love for him to have a chance to talk to you a little bit. And that's it, right? I mean, that's good enough. So maybe when you get him on the phone, right, Mary, the first thing you want to say is, "Hey, I got my mentor with me here. We're actually part of a mastermind where we help people from around the country learn how to become, how to improve their health and their finance, because that's what you talked about. And then I'll go from there."
Okay, so I guess logistically, do you want, because I know historically I have terrible connection through this, do you want me to like three-way you in directly with your phone?
Yeah, three-way me with my phone, and then have it on speaker so
Speaker?
that
Okay.
everybody else can hear the conversation.
Okay, you want me to have it on speaker versus you having it on speaker
Yeah,
from
because
your
I'm in
end?
the car, so
Okay, okay, okay,
hear the conversation.
okay. All right, just to make sure I have your,
It's 469
okay,
964 9029.
I'm sorry, 90. You cut out.
9029.
Okay, thank you.
90.
Okay.
Oh, I'm in the I'm in the tunnel, so 9029.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna give him a call.
I'm not-
Let's wait for Al to get out of the tunnel before we try this.
Okay,
Yeah, and I think Mary, you should call Al first so that he is on the line just in case your guy, or not just in case, when your guy picks up that y'all are ready. Instead of he picks
okay,
up and now you're trying to get Al and he's, and he's in
okay,
the tunnel and
perfect.
yeah,
Okay.
have Al first.
Okay,
This is exciting. I believe he's going to answer the phone.
And we're going to continue to do these each week. So be prepared. Okay, I think Al's out of the tunnel now.
Hello.
hi Al. It's Mary.
Hi, Mary.
Okay,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay.
So can everybody hear that?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna get Isaac on the phone now. Hold on, or let's see, hit a call.
A little singing, Lydia.
All right.
Pass. But think about who you can have for next week's call. Joan's already thinking.
Sal. Let me try that again.
Hello.
Hi Al, I'm sorry, I lost you. Let me try that again.
Okay.
Please leave your message for
Isaac Dominguez.
sorry, mailbox is full. To send an SMS notification, press 5.
Okay, so he did not respond. He did not answer.
Okay.
And his voicemail was full, so I'll just send him a quick text.
Yeah, send him a text. Just say, hey, Isaac, I got my mentor. He's on the phone and he's currently in Mexico, but he definitely would love to talk to you. So, and then we'll go from there. And everybody else, just if you have anybody else in mind, you kind of understood the process a little bit, so be glad to check in on a couple other people if we can.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So does anybody else have someone
A lead.
ready to be talked to with Al?
I'll make a phone call or two or three and see if I can
Yeah.
find a guy that's
Yeah. Go for it. This is a huge opportunity.
I'll take myself off speaker too
Okay.
if he does answer.
Okay, perfect.
But so if he answers and says sure, then I would
Call Al. We'll get Al back on. Al should be rejoining us.
Right. I would have to process, oh, how do I put the three-way through my phone?
Do you know how to do a three-way call on your phone?
Probably not under pressure. I'll be like,
You
okay,
Okay.
now that I got you here, what am I
you
doing
you
now?
just add a call, then you dial the new number, then you hit join, and that joins the two calls.
He may
Okay.
not know how to add a call, but
It's a button once you're on a phone call with someone.
And check that the
Oh,
mute is
shoot.
taken off.
And I
Yep.
guess if this happens that he picked up and says, sure, actually, I haven't helped with the very first thing that Al had mentioned was some of the background, like how I know the fella, why he's special, why I think he would be part of this team would be great. So that kind of misses that first step if I did it this way.
right, you don't
Let's
want
see
to
if
do
you
it. Are you trying to get him on the line right now, Lynn?
yeah.
He's my number one biggest, like he's a real estate, 500 people under him, and he's kind of nice.
Good.
I don't want to screw this up.
No, I agree. Let's
When
talk
you
to
when
Al
you try
first
to
if we
work
have.
with him to have him see if he's available next Saturday.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
Yeah, I think that's
Ross Marie, are you available to come off mute?
There, I was trying and it wasn't letting me.
So I want to ask you a couple questions. How
Yes.
often do you post on social?
I post in my stories, I post daily. I post about 3 to 4 stories. Posts as far as, on my Facebook wall,
Mm-hmm.
I probably post 3 times a week. Which should be more. I'm not saying that that's the right, but I also do a lot of messaging and I'm also going back and forth and, you know, and you have to play because remember my audience is going to be different than everybody else's audience. So I kind of do, a lot of trial and error. I feel like sometimes if I post every day, my engagement goes down. And then it has to be high quality engagement, a high quality post. When you start doing that, that's when it starts going outside of your followers,
Yeah. So
So
Ross
yeah,
Marie, you would suggest that if you're stretching yourself to find things to post and you're just throwing like spaghetti at the wall, stop it.
yes,
Sure, your quality comes first. Everybody get this?
exactly.
Because there's a lot of garbage out there and people will stop following you because they see the limited value of your stuff. And
Mhm.
yeah.
Exactly. So it's not like, let me just throw spaghetti on the wall, see what sticks. You definitely want to be very intentional. And like I said, people will start knowing your personality. And, I do have some friends that post every day and they'll write stuff or they'll say, hey guys, can you suggest this? But like I said, everybody's different. Make sure that you're being authentic on social media. That's very important. Don't do anything that's not going to be you because then, the algorithm will catch on and so will people.
Love that suggestion. Everybody get that? You don't post just to post. It's always got to be something you believe in. It's part of you, your essence. Otherwise, what you're end up doing is you're sending mixed messages to people and they get confused. And if they're confused about who you are, they're not going to follow you.
Exactly.
But who's creating the confusion? We are.
Yeah.
So be
And I
consistent.
first started doing mine as I went through my last 21 days. I did a video every day, and mine was specifically about the 21-day liver reset. Although I did use chat, I uploaded all of our documentation to chat, and it wrote me the post, and even all my lifestyle hacks and health hacks I'm using now. Like today was about energy, and it was about drinking water with lemon and sea salt every morning. So it gave me the value, and I keep on getting notices from Meta, Facebook, Instagram commending me for my high quality value that they are or high quality content. So they are purposely sending mine out to more people. I get more views from non-followers than I do from followers, which is what I want.
Should I give them a stat?
What's your stat?
Lydia's, how 20 years you've been working?
Yeah.
More, 20 plus years. And now she's beating me in number of signups on a monthly basis. Am I complaining about it? No. But isn't it, I mean, I think Lydia historically maybe signed up 2 or 3 people in 20 years, 15 years or
But it's
something.
all Ross Marie's fault because
Oh.
she and Eddie brought in the 21-day liver. And I'll tell you something. We were on a call yesterday and we were talking about setting goals. And I asked somebody, what's holding them back from setting a goal? And they said fear. So let me share what I shared with them. Before I did the first 21 days, I was shaking with fear because I tried I did all the Mannatech weight loss and I was never successful. In August, before the October I started, I actually started shots and I even failed at shots. And I gave up. So Mary Jo wanted to do this 21 days and she said, let's do it. And I was shaking. I kept on putting it off. So we started a little bit different time for a number of reasons. But for the first time, I was successful. I didn't allow fear to stop me. So if I would have allowed that fear to stop me, I would be 65 pounds heavier than I am right now.
Yeah.
So use that when you're talking to people. Don't let fear stop you guys.
And I think it's important too for a lot of us don't want to share our reservations about the liver cleanse that we might have had because we want to be selling. But when you share your reservation and you're honest about it, the other person relates to that. Now they feel like you're truthful about what you're trying to get them to do. They'll relate to that. This is not about being queen of selling and saying only the best things, everything. You'd say, you know, when I first looked at this, I had my own reservations, and here's what I was thinking. But I decided to overcome some of that because it was just thoughts going through my head. And I said, no, I'm going to dive in. I heard enough responses others had, and I chose to overcome those negative thoughts. That will actually help convince people. You think it's a negative, but it's exactly what will convince people to do it because now they feel like whatever their reservation is, whatever their they go, well, she felt the same way and she still jumped in. So what's wrong with me? Oh, I think Mary's got somebody on the call. You getting ready, Al? Better pull the car over, do a few jumping jacks so your energy's up.
I'm good. I'm ready.
Yeah.
And while we're waiting, remember our book of the month is If How-Tos Were Enough, we would all be skinny, rich, and happy. So next week, we're going to do chapter 1 and chapter 2, review it. So if you could read it before that, it's called The Secret. And number 2 is The Formula of Champions, which is, Mary Jo, what's the formula of champions?
Intention plus mechanism equals results.
So let's see. It's
great comment, Shane, in the quotes. Don't let fear stop my intention. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Remember
Mary,
what the
if you're
word
talking
fear
to a
is.
prospect, you're muted, so we can't hear you. Just
Yeah, because I noticed Al is now gone.
Yeah. Well, we're at our hour of 12 as well.
From him.
There she is.
Good afternoon, Isaac. Good afternoon. How are you doing? I am doing great. I'm I'm coming at you from Guadalajara, Mexico, so I hope you can hear me okay. I'm in the car on my way to the airport, but I had, Mary and I are part of a Mastermind, and we help people to do better in their health and in their finance. And from what I understand from Mary, that was something that was important to you. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. You are in Orange County, you said? Yeah, I'm in yeah. It's right in the middle of Orange County, pretty much. So, Isaac, what have you tried in the past to better your financial situation or your health situation? What have I tried in the past? As far as wellness, I've tried to take time to be pretty much present in the moment and not be distracted by too many activities, too many hobbies, or too many things that I'm trying to juggle at once. Pretty much putting my mental health first. Mental health first. Yeah. Or just incorporating wellness overall into my regimen, Not ignoring it. All right, well, great. Well, I think that's a great goal, and it's a great initiative for sure. Just to give you a little bit of an idea, we have been our company has been in operation for over 30 years. We're out of Dallas, Texas, and we've helped literally millions of people with their health through a technology that's called glyco nutrition or glycan. And but if there was something about your health that you wanted to improve, what would you think that would be? The amount of sleep I get. Ah, okay. All right. Is that something that's been a real issue for you? Has that been for a long time, or is that recent? It's been about 5 years. Huh? It's been about 5 years since I've 5 years. Okay. Well, on a regular schedule. How many hours do you get a night normally? Could be more. Could be more. I know that. It's not consistent. Yeah. Okay. Well, we have helped a lot of people be able to do that. Sleep sometimes is a reflection of what's happening, obviously, in your brain. Is finding ways to calm down your brain, but it also could be a reflection of many other things. We find that when people adopt a certain amount of a certain diet, a certain supplementation, they will get a lot of help with that. Actually, we've been helping a lot of people improve their sleep through what we call a liver reset. Because believe it or not, the liver is your pathway to wellness. I don't know if you've done much in the area of the liver. No. Yeah, not much. Yeah, and most people haven't. But in general, and this is something I'm finding out, I've been in the wellness industry for over 45 years. But only the last year, I've really come to realize how much how important the liver is on your overall health. The many people that have gone through this program with us, actually, one of the things they say, one of the first things they notice is that their sleep improves dramatically. I know that's been my case. I used to have a lot of sleep apnea and other things. I would wake up at 3 in the morning on a regular basis. And after really taking care of my liver, and we went going through a kind of we call it a liver reset. Man, that made a big difference for me. So that would be something that we would definitely want to recommend to you. And if we sent you some information about that, would you look at it? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Well, Mary, maybe you may want to add Isaac to our community. We have a fairly large community with a couple of hundred people that are going through this process, and I think you're going to be very impressed with the testimonials that you're going to hear from that, and then we can kind of walk you through how to make that a reality for you. It's not a I know you probably don't believe in miracle cures, right? Because usually everything takes a process, especially the liver. That's why we do a 21-day process to help your liver recover and actually do what it's supposed to do. And when your liver is doing what it's supposed to do, you will see many things happen, from your sleep to losing weight. I don't know how much. Have you done much in the area of weight control or losing weight in the past?
I'm losing weight right now, for sure.
You are? Okay. What are you doing to do that right now?
It's not good. It's not anything positive or anything intentional.
Okay. Okay. Well. Yeah, but I think if we can help you reset your liver, what you're going to notice is actually your body naturally will lose weight because your liver is where proteins and fats and carbohydrates are metabolized. So we'll send you some really good information, and we'll put you in a WhatsApp group with a couple of hundred people, and you can kind of get a sense for what people have been experiencing. Now, you also talked about maybe doing something with your finance.
Yeah, just looking for more sources of income, more streams of income.
Other streams of income. Well, I think it's a very smart thing to do. We all need multiple streams of income. I've spent the last 45 years helping people get additional streams of income in over 65 countries. That's why I'm in Mexico right now, because we have a fairly large number of people here that are following our program and doing really well here in Mexico, but we also operate in 40 other countries as well. So in the area of finance, we really help people identify areas that can really generate extra streams of income. And by the way, we take what happens to you, think about this. If you could get your health back, I'm sure you'd be excited about helping other people do the same. And that's how we really also, we turn something that is a personal experience into generating extra income and actually building a full-on business both domestically and internationally. Because I'm sure if you're looking for a stream of income, you're probably looking to get some residual income. Is that something you've looked into before?
Yeah, even like passive and something that.
Yeah, passive income. Yeah, I mean, if you, the Kiyosaki concept of you got to have passive income. We call it passive. We also call it leveraged income. So you can really move from the employee type, exchanging time for money to doing something that can create ongoing income. And that's what we call leveraged income, passive income. And also, I don't know if you've ever had an ambition to have a global business, because we also, we will show you how to establish yourself, not only just in the United States, but you can also do it all over the world. Is that something that would be of interest to you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like buying my time back and having control of that. And doing things like working once and then continually make money, doing the hard work up front.
Sounds like you've read the same books I've read.
Application is what I need help. So
okay, well,
don't.
What we find is people like yourself, like Mary, who has the ambition. Usually, you need people around you that can kind of show you the ropes. And that's what this mastermind is all about. It's to having the right people, being in the right room with the right people that have had the right experiences, that have learned from, their mistakes, and hopefully help you get you there without having to make all the same mistakes as well. Does that sound
would save me a lot of time and it would help out a lot. Yeah.
Isaac, your last name is Dominguez. What nationality is that?
Mexicano y negrito. I'm black and Mexican.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm in your country.
What are you? If you don't mind me asking, are you?
I'm Portuguese, but I'm Portuguese. But I do a lot of business here in Mexico and Latin America. And we also do business in Europe. We do business in Asia. We do business all over the world. But I'm very, I'm very biased to Latin America, especially Mexico. Mexico's been a really big market for us. But I say that only to say that, for most people that are, if you are Mexican, do you have any connection back here in Mexico? Yeah. What part of Mexico?
Durango and Fresnillo.
Okay, fantastic. Well, if it's something that would be of interest to you, we also have we can show you how to leverage your business internationally as well. So, this is what we will do, Isaac. All right. We're going to send you information, especially for the health side of things. I think you're gonna be really excited to see what we do. And it's not, we're not looking for silver bullets. We really take you through a nutritional and supplementational program with the 21-day liver that's going to really help you with your sleep, with your metabolism, with losing weight, mental clarity. You talked about maybe the mental wellness. We can do a lot with that as well. We will help you with that. And then also, we will invite you to a business briefing, maybe on a Zoom where you and I and Mary can get together and I can really walk you through the whole program. How's that sound?
That's what I need.
Okay. All right. Well, it's great to meet you, Isaac. I really look forward for us to having a little bit more conversation and see if we have something that really matches what you're looking for. But from the sound of it, it sounds like we are tracking. So I really look forward to be able to expose you to a little bit more of what we do. All right? And also to expose you to our mastermind. Because we have a fairly good group of people that Mary is part of that we're helping, but also a lot of them have different experiences that you can leverage as well for yourself to be able to, like we said, find a shortcut, not have to go through all the mistakes to get to where you want to get to. Yeah, save you some time and save you some money at the same time.
Man, I appreciate you. Thank you for taking the time and speaking with me.
Well, you're welcome, Isaac. Well, you should thank Mary because she definitely was intent on getting us together. So thank you, Mary. Appreciate it as well. I think that Isaac will be a good addition to the team. So we'll send you the information. And then we'll set up a Zoom call for next week, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Isaac, good talking to you about that.
Likewise.
All right.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. Okay, so let's talk about what you might have noticed in that conversation. Okay, just some feedback with Al. How many times did you hear Al say Isaac? How many times did you hear him say Isaac, his name?
You know what I noticed, Mary Jo, was how he didn't say, he kept saying, maybe it's for you. You might like it. He never said, okay, you're going to do this. He just kept dangling the carrot, I would say.
Yeah, instead of putting the pressure on him, like you are going to, like this is like, it's awesome, the distinction you drew. Yeah, you might, maybe this is something for you. No pressure. Notice Al took all pressure off the situation. This is the greatest thing since apple pie, man. You got to get into this because when I took into it, this is what happened to me, and this is about that. Blah 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 blah. Right? Instead of just, maybe you're going to find that you like it. This might be something just perfect for what you're talking about. You're looking for. But let's take a look at it. Right? Super comment, Amanda. Who else? But again, how many times did Al say his name? I want you to really get that in your head because a lot of times you don't even say the person's name. That is so crucial, right, Al? I'm not trying to take your
Yes.
teaching. I mean,
Yeah.
over and you don't do it because it comes natural. You do because it's intentional, right, Al?
Very intentional. Yes.
Does everybody understand this? You think, well, that's just how Al talks. No, Al knows, and this is he intentionally puts out his name over and over and over again in the conversation. Okay, good. Who else? Other comment? Yeah, go ahead, Mandy.
I'm sorry. I also want to say I really like the word mastermind. That was very powerful. It makes it sound big, which it is big.
Right.
But I
Right.
like that word, Al. You were amazing. Thank you.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, you're
And
welcome. And I think, Amanda, that's something I wanted to introduce to you guys as well, because the word mastermind is just very part of a
we're losing him. Let me tell you what it screams out to me. It screams out to me, I'm not in this alone. You guys get this? I'm not in this alone. There are other people that will be there to support me.
mastermind. Understand? People ask you. Okay, great. Well, is Mary on the line?
She is.
I'm okay. Here. Well, congratulations, Mary. That was great. I hope that helped in terms of one understanding. Any cold lead can become a warm lead very quickly. And it's because of the things you do intentionally, finding common grounds, right? You know, which I could have done even a little earlier, but I didn't want to get there yet. I wanted to just, um, give the conversation a little chance. But did you feel like at this point he's no longer a cold contact? He's like a friend, and I treat him like, hey, a buddy. I mean, so and I don't know how the rest of the conversation will go, but I have a feeling he'll get on a call with us because he feels that that connection as well. And using his name was very important because people, I mean, nothing connects you with people more than a name. Saying their name. It's the sweetest sound to their ears, and it makes sense, and it's also respectful.
It is.
Right? It's respectful. And it means I care about him, not just about this is not just another business call, right? Christy Kozel, you had some comments you made, which I think were very good. Yeah, I think Christy
Sorry.
Kozel.
Yes, I'm here. Sorry, I was having troubles getting off mute. Yeah, it was just so lovely, Al. Like, oh man, can we bottle you? But I just loved how it was just so from the heart without getting all mushy, but and just very intentional, like what everybody was saying. And just you just were able to just lead him to his own feelings almost of what the importance was. Like you just respected every single thing that he said. And it was just, I've never heard anything like that before. It was amazing. Thank you so much.
Good.
Okay, well, great. Again, it's why we're doing this. I think this is going to be critical. I hope other people here are inspired to get your names in. Let's do 2 or 3 of these every call, and let's get comfortable with the language of this call. This was an easy call. I mean, he obviously, he was ready, which is great. He's really in that 10% of the people you're going to meet usually, because 90% of the people are not going to be like this. So I think that, but it just tells you that the law of average is in your favor. You're going to find people like them that are actually wanting to do something. I don't know how much he'll do, but he's definitely inclined to do something, So
Well, Shane
okay,
next week is going to have a real estate agent for you to
okay,
talk with.
okay.
Good.
Well,
And,
Shane,
and I love that. I love that
yeah,
because I think you're going to see what really is impressive is the fact that Notice how Al matched his energy. Do you guys get this? When if somebody gets on a 3 o'clock with you and they're kind of more laid back, like this person was, you don't want to come after them. Oh my gosh, it's the best thing. You've never seen anything like it. We get into sell mode and oversell instead of match their energy. If they speak slower, if they're more concerned about the words they use, you want to match that. That's because what are they telling you? They're screaming at you. This is where I am most comfortable. So join me in my comfort zone. That's what they're telling you. But we get worried. We want to sound smart. We want to sound like we know it all. We want to impress them. We have all this nonsense going on when none of that's true. Let it go. Right? Amen. Because the funniest part, I've had people sign people up and then they go, this person quit. And I said, okay, let me call them and talk to them. One of the comments I got back one time was, well, I signed up with this gal and then I started to get to know her and she wasn't anything like she was in the phone call. It's like, we're pretending to be somebody. You follow me? So you want to match the person and be with them. And that's how they want you to communicate with them. Learn how to communicate with people where they are instead of your agenda. This is what it's going to look like. Blah, 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 blah. And that's why we teach personality quadrants. Why do we give all this self-development personality? Because it just helps you not go out and just be your quadrant. Just like Mary Jo. Everybody knows Mary Jo's. What quadrant am I in?
Promoter, analyst, supporter, and
mostly promoter.
But promoters probably might not. Thank you, Sharon. I was waiting for the screamers to come out and say promote. She's a promoter. She just loves to be out there promoting, right?
So was Al.
But
yeah, I'm going to be jumping out, but
okay, buddy. All right,
Mary, let's talk about what you send them next. I would definitely send him the testimonial video, and I will send him the video that explains the program, because it has myself, Eddie, and Rose in there with Richard and well, I don't know, and Landon. So I would send them those two things, and then I would let's set up a Zoom with him, and I'll get on a Zoom with you and him, and now we'll show him actually how the business works. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Al. Do you
you
have a specific schedule or a date?
Probably Wednesday would be good. So, but check with him first, see what's his availability. Okay. So when you send him back and say, hey, Al was very impressed with you. Obviously, you've been reading all the right books and you know what you want. So we're really excited about getting back to you. Let me know. Give me a couple of times so I can see if I can match that with Al's schedule.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Okay, guys. Great work.
Thanks, Al.
We'll talk to you soon.
Have a good flight home.
Okay. Bye-bye.
I think it's time for us. Are we going on for another 2 hours or what, Lydia?
No, we need to end. I have a gathering to get to too.
All right. Any last minute questions? Let me just give us feedback. Was this good for a Saturday?
Yeah.
How many people? Thumbs up, thumbs down, so, thumbs up. So you enjoyed it? Does we need to do more of this? Help build more energy? Diane, thank you for that. Great. All right. That's our goal, is to just empower you as much as we can. And then
Mary Jo, before we leave, let me answer Joan's questions.
Okay.
Joan, I never do Facebook Lives. They're no longer as important as they used to be in the algorithm. I do a Facebook Reel, which is just a short video in Facebook. So I record my video at the gym. I post it maybe 2 to 3 hours later because I want to post it mine at specific times. So I hope that helps. And then how to add, if you're talking about adding scripts, if you're meaning captions, Instagram is the best place to add them in the easiest, free of charge. There's other softwares out there that will add them. InShot will actually add captions to it. but when you're doing a live, you can't add captions. That's the benefit of doing a reel. So I just wanted to address that before we got over.
Good clarity.
Okay.
Super dupe. Okay, everybody, let's go do it now, right?
Yep. You guys all have a great week.